I'm stuck in my own damn mind. I can't seem to find a way out. Every thought road that I get on seem like something bad coming out of my mouth. Well, I'm walking. Alright, what's up, y'all? It's the Thundercat with you again. Today I'm gonna address this whole Pepe thing, the phenomenon. We're gonna get into some Rachel Maddow too, which if you're a subscriber to my channel, which there's only a couple of you because my channel's tiny at this point. Because I guess you guys that are watching, I know there's a few of you guys watching my videos, but none of you are fucking sharing them or whatever. And I'm not saying that you have to, but it would be really cool if you did, because if my channel got bigger, I could probably make a little bit more cash and do more with spend more time on making cool stuff for you. And this stuff does take time. I got to do a little bit of research and stuff, and then putting them together, editing the stuff, buying the software, those kind of things. So I'm not trying to guilt trip you, but if you're checking out my videos, please share them with people that you know and you hang out with, and maybe they'll agree, or maybe they actually. I would almost rather you share my videos more with people that you know are going to disagree, because I'd like to get a differing opinion. I'm not scared of people that disagree with me. Um, there are people that disagree with me that seem to be afraid to approach me because they used to come out of the woodworks on Facebook or whatever, or Twitter, but a lot of the times when I would show that their argument was bullshit, if it was bullshit, if they had a great argument, we'd usually have a great conversation because I can be quite reasonable and I will listen to a reasonable argument. Anyway, I don't mean to ramble, but let's get into this let's get into this whole Pepe stuff. And this thing makes me laugh. I guess I got a precursor with um like I said, we're gonna get into some Rachel Maddow stuff. So um she makes me physically ill, and mostly because I did another video where I kind of broke down some of uh, her body language and stuff. And I've talked to psychiatrists and stuff, and I've done some research on this, and I've been starting to learn how to pick this stuff apart. And it's obvious that through her body language, she's even proving that she's full of shit. And we're gonna go through it, and not only I'm gonna just lay this out here, I'm gonna go on a limb, but not only is Rachel Maddow full of shit, but she's not even intellectually dishonest. She's just completely full of shit, and she's got a mission to force her bullshit down your ear hole. But anyway, so let's start with this Pepe thing. And I'm gonna get me a little whiskey right here. I'm not being sponsored, obviously, since you guys know, if you're watching this video at this point, you'll know that my YouTube channel is small to insignificant. So I'm not being paid by anyway. But I've got a little Rebel Yell. It's one of my favorite. It's a little on the sweeter side, so it's good to drink. You hear it there? I got my wife, she bought me these ice ball makers. Excuse me. They're these little, they're kind of like rubberized deals, and you fill them full of water, and they make a perfectly round ice ball. And so you drop it into your whiskey, and it doesn't dilute your whiskey as much as the ice melts. Usually, by the time the ice ball melts, you're already done with your, if you pour like 2 fingers of whiskey, unless you're a fucking madman, you'll probably drink it in a reasonable length of time to where the ice ball won't completely melt in your whiskey and dilute it. So if you like whiskey or whatever, or gin or whatever, check that out. But anyway, I've got some Rebel Yell here, and I'm going to get a little bit before we get into this. All right. So this Pepe thing, when that whole thing was going on, it was floating around social media, and I really didn't have the Pepe thing was like way on the edge of my spectrum of what I was seeing on social media. So I wasn't getting a whole lot of Pepe memes. But, once I started hanging out on Reddit and things, and as this election cycle was heating up, then I started to see it. And I honestly, I was, every time I saw it, I was just laughing my ass off because I immediately got the joke. I got it. And so we'll get into what the joke is, but let's check this out. Let me get this up here. Let's go for it. So, when you start searching this stuff, you find things like this. And I found this. And this is fucking, I mean, like right off the bat, I start, the second I open this video, I start laughing. Who is Keck? I mean, this is a freaking frog meme. And I don't know who made, I mean, this guy, Gansorf or whatever his channel, making this video. I mean, it's like they've created this whole cult thing, and it's all one giant trolling session. And it just cracks me up how deep people are. I mean, some people have a lot of time on their hands, man. Cock it. Oh, man. I'll drop this video in the description box so you can watch the whole thing. But it goes on and it just lays out this whole thing of what who Keck is, and you see all this stuff, Keck and Moloch, and where they've just created this whole deal. It's it might as well be Lord of the Rings or whatever. And some people read the. I mean, I remember reading J.R.R. Tolkien when I was a kid, and I thought it was awesome. But I didn't walk around, talking about fucking Saruman and shit like it was real shit. I mean, I hear people like hanging out talking about like Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones and stuff like it's fucking real. And I watch those shows, and I kind of get into it. My wife's really into it, and we enjoy watching those things together. But my Game of Thrones thing, I'm doing it like real time. I'm watching this shit like this whole political scheme and everything that goes around it, and like what we're gonna do in here with this Pepe thing. That's the stuff I get into it because it's real, and you can watch all these stories like unfold. So let's get to the good stuff here. So you know how I feel about Rachel Maddow. Um, I think she's a world class skunt. And Jesse, if you listen, yeah, I'll give you credit for that. You know, you introduced me to the skunt. That's good. So here we go. I mean, just look. This is not republicanism as we know it. These are racist ideas, race baiting ideas. The ironic thing about, I mean, just look at, I haven't even played the video yet, but you can see this, and they're already race baiting the fuck out of you. Here we go.
This is not republicanism as we have known it. These are racist ideas, race baiting ideas, anti-Muslim, anti-immigrant, anti-women, all key tenets making up the emerging racist ideology known as the alt-right.
Okay, could we say that Hillary Clinton is the Pepe of the left? Does that work? I don't know. Somebody drop a comment in the comment box. So in this thing, somebody in the, I mean, this is old shit, but somebody in the back is Pepe. And look at this triggered face. Look at how I mean, she looks like she just shit in her man panties. And just for like, is Rachel Maddow like the Ronald McDonald of fucking lesbians, to where she only has black blazers and black tank tops in her fucking closet? I mean, not only is she intellectually lazy, but she's a fucking shitty dresser too. And in my book, that's fucked up. Okay, I'm gonna just go there. Right? Obviously, I need more whiskey.
What was that? That was Hillary
What?
Clinton denouncing the self-proclaimed alt-right.
Alt right. So if you over accentuate your consonants, it means more. Remember that body language thing I did? The language does the same thing. These are subliminal ways to mind fuck you. Now watch her body language too as she lays out her spiel about Pepe. It's a fucking cartoon frog, and she's gonna go into this big story about how it's a racist thing. Let's go.
Their support of Donald Trump and Donald Trump's campaign cultivating that support. You remember the speech, you remember the whole discussion around that. But there was this one weird heckling moment in that speech. Here it is again.
Awesome.
All key tenets making up the emerging racist ideology known as the alt-right. So it's not like an applause moment or like a booing moment or whatever. It's quiet. Everybody's listening to what she says.
But
As soon as she says that phrase alt-right, some guy yells out from the crowd, Pepe!
okay, first of all, before she gets into this, she's gonna lay out the fucking bullshit story. But the alt right is made up fucking bullshit. Nobody came out and said, I mean, Richard Spencer, after somebody pulled that phrase out of their ass, he went, yeah, yeah, alt right or whatever. And then, I mean, even guys like Milo Yiannopoulos or whatever, who are by anybody that's over on the left, is totally considered like a leader of the alt right and shit or whatever, which he always comes out and says, no, I'm not. And he tries to describe what he thinks the alt right is. And I think he takes a pretty good shot at it. But I don't think anybody really knows what the fucking alt right is. I mean, if you just want to say that it's Richard Spencer and these white nationalist fucking guys, which, I don't really agree with a lot of the stuff that they're saying, but I don't think that they're straight out racist. They're not like KKK guys to where they're like, fuck anybody that's any other color than me, we're going to hang them up. That's not what they are. And most of what I've seen, my perspective on the alt right is I think the alt right is just basically a giant trolling community. And they're not even really a community because a lot of these guys will turn on each other. And they were like out Pepe the Frog you, and they were just like post shit to trigger you. I mean, that's what they're doing. They're like the kids in high school that like to pick on everybody. And so if you don't get their jokes, then they just like, or if you have like a reaction to it, then they come in like wolves or sharks and they just swarm on you. So anyway, let's go. Look at her fucking.
People, that was a totally inexplicable thing at the moment.
What the?
Random. To the white supremacist, anti-Semitic, neo-Nazi right in this country, that.
So do you know how big? I mean, this is probably going to be a long video, so just ride along with me here. But the actual people that she just described, the real deplorables, the real racist fucks, it's such a small percentage of the population in our country. But she's going to make it out. That basically what she's saying is anybody who fucking disagrees with us or posts a Pepe meme is a racist piece of shit.
That guy yelling that out in that moment, that was a moment of triumph. That was the most hilarious thing.
Yeah, because it was fucking funny, Rachel.
Because Pepe.
Okay, I mean, just when I see it, I laugh because I know how it makes some of these other motherfuckers feel. they get butthurt as soon as they see it because like it's like if I put a picture of the General Lee up here, um, people that are retarded will see a Dodge Charger with orange paint and a rebel flag painted on the top of it and just lose their shit. And they feel the same way about Pepe, which makes me laugh my ass off because, like, really, a paint job or a cartoon, because of what you think it symbolizes, is making you butthurt. That's what makes you butthurt. George Carlin said it best, and I quote him a lot, man, because George Carlin was really one of the guys that helped me like open my brain up and start thinking about shit in a little bit different way. But he nailed it when he said, uh, symbolism is for the simple-minded.
Pepe refers to Pepe the Frog, this otherwise innocuous cartoon character, which, as unlikely as it may sound, it is one of the things that the racist right has adopted as a symbol.
So when people put this up with the, Pepe with the, they're doing this shit. You're taking the bait, Rachel. This is how we know you're fucking dumb. Because you've taken the bait. They're doing what they can to trigger you. I mean, these people who you think are alt-right, they're shit posters. And they're having fun laughing at your expense because you take the bait every time. Because they know that their biggest weapon against you is how easily your butt hurt.
So, who are we?
And I think most of what Richard Spencer does is shit posting. I mean, that video of him like hail Trump and all that stuff, they're doing that to get a rise out of people. And the motherfuckers take the bait every time.
It's the take no prisoners attitude on places like Twitter and things like that. We live in a society of a great deal of degeneracy. We live in a society in which the fundamental moral norms are liberal. And we are attempting to fight our way out of them.
Okay, I kind of agree with that. What Richard Spencer said right there. Liberalism ain't what it used to be, man. Now it's become this whole other thing that I find disgusting and stupid and immoral. And the worst part about them is they're trying to push their morals or actual lack thereof onto everybody else and say you have to believe our way, and if you don't, you're a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Anybody watch the Young Turks? There's Ann Kasparian. She's better than you, and she knows it. And she will tell you all about how it's terrible to fat shame, but she'll call Alex Jones a fat fuck on fucking camera.
And sometimes that's going to involve using the means that are at hand. That's going to involve being a part of this fragment. That's going to involve.
See, that's the key right there. He said fragmented group. The alt right isn't a thing. They're not organized or anything because they shitpost on each other.
What are the ideas that you start doing your work for you? What is that? What do they convey? Well, in particular, what do you both? Let's say both the frog and the frog. The frog is an expression of a certain. It's a smug frog, but it's an expression.
Smug frog.
Of a willingness. This is someone who's willing to speak the truth.
Speaking of smug, look at this bitch's face. She's like the most smug facial expression, body language turd on the planet. Watch how she's gonna do this.
Ridiculous, right? This
is ridiculous, right?
Frog is willing
Frog.
to speak the truth about race and the Jews, right? This is the guy who designed the new space age logo that he wants the alt-right to use. He's the guy who just wants a white homeland. Is that too much to ask? Here these guys are emboldened by how well Donald Trump is doing, because he's the kind of leader they want. And there he is in D.C. explaining to the press, hopefully, that the white supremacist movement that he's part of and he's a leader of has taken over online.
See, this is how easy these they just don't have a sense of humor, and these even people, man, all these guys that I talk to, and I'm getting ready to do a video. I'm almost done editing it. I'll put it out, but about who is still liberal and insane, and there's all this list of people that I check out on YouTube or whatever, and it's not really a community, but everybody checks out and like pass each other's videos around and things like that. And a lot of these people, they take a dump on all of this stuff because they understand that it's shit posting. That's all it is. And they make it, Rachel's gonna just go way out on a limb.
The meme of this otherwise innocuous cartoon frog.
By the way, the swastika in
to try
the
to
center meme, the
infiltrate
swastika's
references
backwards.
and sort of knowing links to white supremacist ideas and anti-Semitic ideas and racist ideas wherever.
I guess I'm racist because I know that.
While Hillary Clinton is denouncing Trump cultivating the racist right, some guy yelling "Pepe" out of the crowd is the funniest thing
Awesome.
you guys have ever heard in their lives.
It was like, I don't know if you guys saw the video of the, Alex Jones gave like a $5,000 or 10,000, whatever it was, uh, reward for anybody that could get on camera with a Bill Clinton as a rapist shirt. And the guy gets on like Good Morning America and he's like, Bill Clinton is a rapist. I swear to God, I jumped up off of my couch, dropped my laptop on the ground, and I was like, I was partying when I saw that. It doesn't matter if Bill Clinton is a rapist or not, and I believe that he is. That's just my belief, and I'm going to go with it because there's enough evidence, whatever. But it's just awesome that can get out. And then awesome. It's just great.
And if you want to grab a little bottle of Ipecac and head over with me to the David Duke feed, you can see there that alongside the standard, more recognizable racist and anti-Semitic stuff that you would expect from a David Duke, stuff like...
Well, yeah, okay, David Duke. I'll give you that.
...forehead marked with a kosher symbol. And David Duke lamenting that she's getting the Jewish vote. Or a Jewish guy with Tim Kaine. From David Duke's perspective, this is damning...
Okay, well,
conspiracy.
Okay, so... Not that I would go against Jewish people at all. Anybody that knows me knows why I wouldn't do that. But just saying, there's a lot of people who are Jewish that are, they're big business people who Hillary has in her pocket. You know what I'm saying? So he's got a point there, but I don't dislike them because they're Jewish. I dislike them because they're fucking everybody for all the money.
Behind Clinton and Kaine, alongside that kind of stuff, which you might expect, and which is pretty easy to decode from the perspective of a former Klan leader, there's also David Duke tweeting out Pepe the Frog.
So this is her big thing. This is her big evidence. Is she's got David Duke.
Pepe the Frog again as Donald Trump and his wall on the southern border. And this was just from yesterday on David Duke's Twitter feed. Donald Trump kissing Pepe the Frog.
Her big thing is she's got David Duke. That's her big piece of evidence.
It's weird. It's deliberately weird.
Weird.
It can be an unmistakable symbol that won't blend in anywhere, but you always know what it means.
No, you think you know what it means.
Started as an anodyne thing. They've taken it over as a deliberate white supremacist symbol.
No, it's a... No, Rachel. Pepe is a cartoon trigger mechanism to make you do exactly what you're doing right now. Just flip your shit because people know you're going to lose your mind. They know they're going to get a reaction out of you. Think of it like this, a basic analogy. If you have a whole bag of fireworks and you don't have a lighter, are you going to have fun? No. Pepe is the lighter with the bag of fireworks. Get it?
Fundraiser last week when she called out racist and xenophobic extremists supporting Trump, right? The basket of deplorables thing. Well, the
Praise be
racist
to
and
Keg.
anti-Semitic right tried to turn that into a badge of honor. And somebody created this image of the proud deplorables. Look carefully over there. Donald Trump flanked by
Look at Alex Jones right next to
on the
Milo.
left side of your screen, Don Jr. On the right side of your screen, there's also Mike Pence, left, just to the left of
I mean, this is fucking great because they know this is all the
Rudy Giuliani.
everything
There's
that will
the
trigger
on the
you.
far right there. That's the editor from the Trump campaign CEO's website, who was banned
Listen
from
to her
Twitter for
bullshit
30
breakdown
days.
on this.
You also
I'm
see
gonna
Wade
shut up.
Larson there. You see next to the racist abuse guy with the dagger, that's the conspiracy theory guy from InfoWars who says that Sandy Hook was
Racist
fake,
abuse guy?
and so is 9/11. And then right alongside Donald Trump.
Wait, hold up, bitch. First of all, Alex Jones never said. I'm gonna defend Alex a little bit here. Alex Jones never said 9/11 was fake. He said that the narrative that the media had been pushing for almost 10 years was bullshit, and it came out to be true. He said it after 9/11 happened. Tried to tell everybody.
Right between him and Rudy Giuliani, there's the fraud. So it's like Donald Trump and his crew, Donald Trump and his team. We've got your back. All your mainstream political supporters like Pence and Christie, all your family, your super far right, crazy conspiracy, racist media buddies. We're all here with you.
Oh yeah, crazy.
We got your back. And the white supremacists, we got your back, Donald Trump. We're right here behind you, standing over your shoulder. It's creepy, right? And that image was not created by Donald
No, what's
Trump
creepy
Jr.
is how full of
Posted
shit you are,
online by Donald
Rachel.
Trump Jr. It was posted on his Instagram account. It's still there tonight. What is Donald Trump Jr. doing posting the neo-Nazi frog thing?
He's
Like
trolling.
a subtle thing you don't notice if you don't think it means anything. If you're Donald Trump Jr., I mean, in this picture, you're in between Alex Jones and Rudy Giuliani, but two ahead of you in terms of closeness to your dad is this big green frog. If you don't know what it is, don't you wonder? Do you ask somebody? Do you really not know? Or do you know what it is? Donald Trump Jr.
Oh
told
my
me this
god.
morning he had no idea what he was posting when he posted
It's a
that.
cartoon picture of a frog
He had no idea. But this has
that
come up on
slightly resembles Donald Trump's hair on it.
You might remember he
I mean, notice how she keeps going back to this. I mean, how hard did they have to dig to get? I mean,
show that's called The Political
maybe you
Cesspool.
didn't have to go too far to find
Said
these
that,
little
by the way, he
Nazi
didn't know where he
Pepes
was
or
when
whatever.
he did that interview. He had no idea
But come on,
he
man.
was talking to white supremacists. Now, in another radio interview, Donald Trump Jr. has just raised the specter of gas chambers when making a.
You know what this is? This is just Rachel Maddow, MSNBC, CNN. They're like the kids in high school that go around talking shit about everybody and spreading rumors. And I love how they're so morally profound, but they don't understand that, like, if you're in high school and, like, let's say you're that sophomore girl that lost your boyfriend to the girl that's a junior or whatever, and for whatever reason you lost your boyfriend to that girl. So this sophomore girl goes around and says, well, I know why John uh, wound up with Becky, because Becky is a total slut, and I heard that she gave all of the football players blowjobs. And so that's what these people, CNN, MSNBC, that's what they're doing. And it's not that I completely agree with Trump or I'm even a right winger, but I don't understand why people can't get it through their heads that that's what's happening here. They just like toss rumors out there, hope some of them stick. They don't have evidence to back up their bullshit. And it just pisses me off because then the backlash is I get on Facebook or other social media or whatever, and I gotta hear some fucking dumbass repeating this shit and they go with it like it's fucking gospel. It's exactly like high school. I hated high school. I loved being in marching band and some of the sports stuff or whatever, but I fucking hated dealing with people. I kept to myself so much. I had my little small group of friends that I hung around and talked to, and I knew a lot of people in high school, but I didn't hang out with a lot of people because of this kind of shit. And this is what it is.
Point about his father's candidacy.
Without the media, this wouldn't even be a contest. But the
Yes.
media has built her up. They've let her slide on every indiscriminate.
The election proved this.
Lie on every DNC.
I mean, it's what's cool to look at this in retrospect because he knocked it out of the park right there.
Warming up the gas chamber right now.
Okay, so the gas chamber thing, I get what he means, but she's gonna run with it because gas chamber, as soon as he said it, Nazis. Did you just insinuate that, I'm sorry, insinuate that people on the left could be Nazis? Newsflash. Antifa. They're fascists.
Trump Jr. on warming up the gas chambers. The Anti-Defamation League responded to that basically with a, whoa, dude, you want to take that back?
See, I think
The conservative protest candidate, Evan McMullen, is going to be on the ballot in Utah, Idaho, maybe.
if Trump Jr. retracted it all, I think that was a mistake. He shouldn't have retracted. He should be like, yeah, I am insinuating that you people are kind of fascists because you're trying to stomp out people's free speech. You're trying to force people to believe what you believe.
With those kind of gas chambers, he meant something totally different. Maybe that's true. That said, after an initial angry and defensive statement about the gas chamber thing, blaming the media for blowing this.
Have you seen this chick that Rachel Maddow's with, by the way?
Jr. conceded that maybe the whole warming up the gas chambers thing was a poor choice of words.
She gets paid like $5 million or $6 million, something like that.
Given this recent history,
$5 million a year
in public at the top of death,
to do this bullshit.
It is hard to buy yourself the benefit of the doubt on issues like this. It is hard to buy yourself some slack in terms of people knowing exactly what you mean.
Okay, Rachel. These people don't want slack. They are out to trigger you. And that is exactly what they're doing. They're watching you put out this broadcast and they are eating nachos and drinking beer and fucking high-fiving each other and laughing their asses off because they know they got you.
So, I mean, take the snapshot as wide as you want. There's a lot going on. From U.S. troops at war in Syria and a leaking Russian aircraft carrier steaming that way to U.S. nuclear capable.
Wait. Did she just say Syria? You mean the place where Obama was doing drone strikes and killing innocent civilian women and children?
Flying over the Korean Peninsula in a show of force. From the swing state polls starting to jump around like popcorn, and the national polls getting to the point where they're
those all wound up being bullshit.
As wide as you want, but in terms of seeing where we are, in terms of
see, this is what I'm trying to get people to do. This is why I'm making these videos, because I hope that when you guys watch my videos, that I don't have to break this down for you anymore. That when I point this shit out, you start to spot when people are full of shit.
Where we are in terms of the way American politics is being conducted today, it will matter. It has to matter that one side of American politics is pulling a drag bar through the sewer tank of what gets flushed out of normal politics.
Okay, so she should just, not only just did she just otherize everybody that disagrees with her. So it's like one side is blah blah blah, what she's saying, and she'll probably get to it here. They're fucking racist pieces of shit, Trump supporting, basket of deplorable pieces of shit. And then there's us, the righteous, the morally erect. Fuck you.
From the candidate himself From the top of his campaign, from his son, the way they
What
are
did I
operating, what
say?
they are front paging, even at this late date in the campaign, is really, really, really fringe racist conspiracy theories and tropes. And I know they're bullshit, but
She's so willing to go way out on a limb.
cannot win. It can't win.
It can't. Guess what, Rachel? It did.
We'll be right back.
It did. It can't win. It can't win. They did. They won. And you want to know why they won? I'm going to just throw this out here. They won because a lot of the shit that Trump said, people agree with. And a lot of people agree with it. And it wasn't racist. The reason you guys said racist is because the issues that he was bringing up that you claimed he was being racist on, and still to this day, after the election, almost a month into his presidency, you still claim racism everywhere you can because the issues, you don't have a good answer for them. You don't have any ideas to solve those issues that are better than what Trump's coming up with. So when you don't have an answer, you just go, racist. Islam, racist. We'll run away. If you disagree, you're racist. Immigrants, you're racist. If you disagree, you don't want immigrants, you're racist. See how that works? They don't have an answer. And I talk to these people all the time on social media. I was like, okay, do you agree that Muslims, in a vast majority, all around the world, throw fucking gays off of a fucking building? Then they'll go, well, yeah, but not all. Like, yeah, but would you say a fucking lot? Well, you know, yeah, a few. Well, how few does it have to be to where it's not an issue? And how many does it have to be to where it is a fucking issue for you, to where you're ready to actually come to the table with a response and let's fucking solve this shit? You can't do that because you're too busy going, racist, racist. Fuck. I'm actually starting to get mad now. Anyway, so let's wrap up this praise kick thing. I know this video is getting long, but anyway, I found this chick, and you know, maybe I won't address the obvious here, fellas, but damn. Anyway, here we go.
Chatelet, my friends. In the past few months, we've heard it all. Meme magic is nonsense. There is no ancient frog god by the name of Kek, and posting altered photographs on Mongolian calligraphy forums had nothing to do with the real miracle of the election of Donald J. Trump in the year 2016. My name is Margaret, and I'd like to invite you to join me in an ongoing series entitled Praise Kek, which hopes to fully explain the way in which meme magic from the ancient world.
You know what? I'm gonna subscribe to that shit right now, dude.
Internet users who only wish to remain anonymous, with all glory going to the frog. Donald J. Trump is perhaps best known as the man chosen by Kek to be the winner of the recent American presidential election.
Did you see what I'm saying? Like,
Lead up to that election,
how deep this Kek thing goes? It's turned into a whole cult.
That Trump would win, with outlets such as the Huffington Post.
It's like I remember when Quentin Tarantino put out Reservoir Dogs, and me and a bunch of my buddies, man, we like watched it, picked it apart, and we were always talking about it and stuff, and then we were like, some of the other movies, and we went on this like whole Quentin Tarantino rampage to where we were like rabid fans, man, and we kind of became like a cult of Tarantinoism. And that's what this Pepe shit is. Like, people are getting into it. They're like, yeah, man. Because they know it's getting a reaction out of it. I just can't force that the truth enough. That's why Pepe is around, and that's why Rachel Maddow's addressing it, and blah 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 blah. Because it's they're getting a goddamn reaction. It's just
Spreading the
brilliant.
falsehood that Hillary Clinton had a 98% chance of winning the presidency less
That
than
was
one day
bullshit.
before Trump was officially declared the president-elect. You see, there's a bit of a double standard in
See this whole
TV.
video? It's
They
a
seek to speak
trolling.
for the common man while bringing in huge salaries and attending exclusive parties. But the mainstream media, who have so far failed to understand our devotion to Keck or the means through which we express that devotion, are victims of another double standard. That is, the double numbers through which Keck shows his influence. Every follower of Keck knew that Trump would win when a forum post on the Chinese Sandart fan site prophesied that fact back in June 2016, and Keck
Awesome.
moved
Yeah.
to
So they.
bless that post with the unique identification number of 8 sevens.
Yeah. So that was a new one on me when I watched this video. The numerology thing. Um, I wasn't really aware of the numerology connection or whatever, but I did find a bunch of videos that attach this numerology thing to the Keck and Moloch stuff, and it goes so deep, and it's really hard to figure out how much of it is bullshit. But I laugh the more I dig into it. I'm just laughing the whole time. It's like this is the biggest, longest, most elaborate joke and trolling session ever. I think it's awesome because I love to laugh, and I love to laugh at people that are full of themselves and stupid. So, and I don't really take myself too seriously. If you want to have an argument with me, come on, let's do it. I'm not afraid to get slapped down, whatever. Anyway, this is great stuff. I'll just play a little bit.
There is not only a double standard, but a double universe existing simultaneously and miraculously. Many followers of Keck are aware of the split timeline theory. Current scholars believe that the god Keck cleaved time itself, saving us, his chosen people, to live in the timeline where Trump wins the
I
election.
love it. So somebody that's over on the left, your average social justice warrior or whatever, they're gonna see this video and they'll be like, "Do you do you see what they believe? They're fucking crazy. They're blah blah. They're gonna go nuts over this." And it's a trolling session. It has to be. Because that's the only way that it works. Because if they're actually going with a thing that like they believe this stuff to where it's like a real cult of religion, and I imagine there probably are some. No, I'm sure there are some. There's always some of anything. I mean, you know what I mean? They're just gonna make this whole thing out bigger, and then they go, "See, that's why they're fucking racist and they're all crazy and eh." God, those people are so full of themselves, man. I have really good friends of mine that were, we went to school together and we hung out and now they've gone. Like I said, I haven't moved that far in my positions on things. Does that make me a stick in the mud? Maybe, but I think that I'm trying to take a reasonable approach to every issue that is presented to me. And I see all these arguments and things, and I'm not willing to go crazy towards either side of the argument. I want to be on the side that fucking makes reasonable, logical sense and has truth, facts, evidence to back it up. And if I don't have enough facts and evidence to back it up, then I'll probably be undecided until I do. I might have an opinion on it, but I'll be undecided. See how that works? Anyway, so that's my that's my cake thing. Um, I'll drop all the links in the description box. to all these videos, wherever you can check them out. Search around, do a little bit for yourself. If you're not super sensitive, you'll find some of these cake videos and probably laugh your ass off. If you're a social justice warrior, you'll probably be super triggered and you'll dislike my channel, thumbs down it, and talk about how much of a piece of shit I am. Anyway, um, I hope you're enjoying my videos. If you do, please like, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell so you get a little alert when I post up new videos. And please share my videos around so that my channel can get a little bit bigger and we can have a little bit more fun. You know what I'm saying? Cool. So, till next time, Thundercat, see you later.